Still visible today, that photo is about 4 or 5 years old, of the cottage in which Andrew Cairns was born and grew up. He is, of course, better known by the title given to him when he was later confirmed in the Marist teaching order, Brother Walfrid. Not much is known about Walfrid's early life. At the age of 15, we know he decided to emigrate. He and a friend called Bart McGettrick sold a freshly weaned horse at the Ballymote Fair, and they used the money to pay for their passage out of Sligo Harbour on a coal boat, and their destination was Glasgow. There are no remains visible of the Davitt family home in Strayed, as John just referred to there. The Davitts were forced into exile 5 years before the Sligo boys took the coal boat. They were evicted, their cottage destroyed. The parents and the 4 children took the boat to England and then had to walk all the way from Liverpool to their new home in the mill town of Haslington in Lancashire in the northwest of England. Glasgow and Haslington were very different places in the 1850s. While the Davitt family helped form an Irish Catholic community of approximately 200 people, the population of Glasgow in 1851 sat at 330,000, and just under 20% of them were Irish born, amounting to roughly 60,000 people, the capacity of Celtic Park today. Of course, many more Irish were still to come to Scotland in the aftermath of the Great Hunger, on account of the cheaper boat fares and the ready availability of manual work in the pits, the iron pits and the coal pits, the factories, the developing canal and railway networks. Andrew Cairns and Bart McGettrick found work in the large number of rail yards that dominated Springburn in the north of the city. At the age of 9, Michael Davitt followed his bigger sister into the cotton mills of Lancashire. 2 years later, he was working with machinery which was meant to be preserved, restricted for adults only, when his right arm was caught between 2 cogwheels and crushed. In order to save his life, doctors had to amputate the arm. The pictures here are of lino cuts by the artist Brendan Deasy, who tells Michael Davitt's life story in 66 different illustrations, which are quite incredible. These 2 illustrations capture the circumstances of the accident and its dreadful aftermath, as his parents put their 11-year-old son to bed that night without his right arm. Now unfit for labouring work, a local cotton mill manufacturer sponsored his attendance for 4 years at a school in Haslington. Davitt seized the chance of an education. After school, he got work at the local post office and later became a bookkeeper. It looked as though his life was set. But in 1868, at the age of 22, he left Haslington on an altogether different career path. At the age of 24, after almost a decade working in the rail yards, Andrew Cairns also opted for a change in direction, and that was to change the course of his life, and arguably the course of our lives. He had taken evening classes, and it appears it was here that he first came into contact with the Brothers of Mary, better known as the Marist Order, who provided teachers for St Mungo's and other Catholic schools in Glasgow and also in Dundee. After 5 years undertaking his novitiate training at the teaching order's headquarters in Beauchamp, in northern France, he returned to Glasgow in 1869 as Brother Walfrid, and he joined the staff at St Mungo's in Townhead. And interestingly, there his pupils included a Joseph Nellis, a Joseph McGrory, and a John Conway, who would all 3 of them go to become founding fathers of Celtic. 1869 also found Michael Davitt in Glasgow for the first time. He was posing as a street hawker, but in fact his business was something altogether more dangerous. He was gun running, and he was raising funds for the revolutionary and outlawed Irish Republican Brotherhood, better known as the Fenians. Growing up Irish in Haslington was not without its difficulties. The small Irish community in the town was often on the receiving end of paddy bashing. In 1868, a mob had formed intent on attacking Catholic homes and burning down the new church of St Mary's. As you'll see from the slide, they were unsuccessful. The church still stands today. This was due to the efforts of a small group of parishioners led by Michael Davitt. Using a Colt revolver, the 22-year-old caused the anti-Catholic mob to flee, and the church was saved. Davitt had quickly progressed through the ranks of the Irish Republican Brotherhood, as he proved an excellent organiser, despite his youth. He was in Glasgow in 1869 as the organisation's secretary and arms agent for England and Scotland. He was making contact with local